Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes. Now, life is hard at the best of times, but it's exceptionally hard when you're stupid. And when you're as dumb as Angela Rayner, life is just one unerring challenge, isn't it? And it can't be easy being Angela Rayner. Imagine waking up every morning, looking in the mirror before you put your makeup on and seeing the face of Angela Rayner looking back at you. So you have to put a bit of slap on. And there's an awful lot of slap, slappers. Yeah, it's a bit of a slapper when it comes to makeup. And so she gets out of the house and she puts a smile on her face because I'm Angela Rayner and I'm going to save the world because I'm the best at everything. I'm the best. And so she goes out with a smile on her face and a hope in her heart. And then she meets the first problem of the day and it all crashes at her feet. Now, she's been putting herself about and getting involved with the Birmingham bin strike. And she's been saying to the council and the unions, you need to get round table, bat it out. And so both sides of this have told her to, keep out of it. But the Unite Union has gone even further, extraordinarily attacking her. It's not the usual thing for a union to attack senior Labour figures. But this time they have. Now, of course, Rayner has to be very careful because obviously she relies upon union money. A lot of people in the Labour Party rely on union money. You do not want to go and start really alienating them. But that seems to have been what Rayner's done. Now, the head of Unite, the deputy, not the deputy head, what do you call General Secretary of Unite, a woman called Sharon Graham, and she's come out and blistering attack on Labour in general and on Rayner in particular, and saying that it's not the Deputy Prime Minister's place to be attacking workers at a time when they're desperate. Now, obviously, the rubbish is piling up on the streets. The smell's there, the rats are there, the stench of disease is there. I've seen reports this morning that people are just going around basically setting fire to the rubbish now in a way of trying to get rid of it. I'm sure Ed Miliband will be pulling what's left of his mad hair out. But Sharon Graham has said, in this attack, she said, whilst it is helpful that the government finally realised, after all these weeks, that they have a role in this dispute, the constant attacks and briefings against these low-paid bin workers is frankly a disgrace. It is important to reiterate the truth as opposed to the lies being peddled in an attempt to distract. The dispute is not about greed or increased pay. The dispute is about workers losing up to £8,000 of their pay, which for some is almost a quarter. It's because the council wants to take away overtime, cut hours, all sorts of things, and they have offered a tiny, tiny pay rise, and the unions are against it. Now, Angela Rayner has been saying that they've got to get there, they've got to negotiate, there's got to be this, and they've got to get back to work. And what she wants them is to go back to work initially now, while discussions are on to help clear up the problem. And the unions say, whose bloody side are you on? You're on our side or the council's side? And of course, since the unions are the ones that give their money to the Labour Party, the Labour Party is stuck between a rock and a hard place. They can't be alienating and going against the unions that are their paymasters, but at the same time, they can't be letting this rubbish build up on the street. And so, what do? Now, of course, the problem's going to continue to get worse. There's militants within the union that want to make it bigger, harder, faster. And then you have Angela Rayner sitting in the middle going, oh no, we've got to get back to work. And just hasn't got a bloody clue. Other unions and Unite themselves have got together. They are now threatening that maybe maybe, taking this dispute nationwide to concentrate the minds of the government. Now, if that's the case, why would you allow Angela Rayner anywhere near this? Because we all know she's as dumb as an ox. She just honestly hasn't got a bloody clue. You've got people looking at her and thinking, Angela, best thing you can do, love, shut the hell up. Although that applies, I think, in just about every department. But anyway, she said, the people of Birmingham are our first priority. This dispute, she must hate the S's in these words, This dispute is causing misery and disruption to residents. And the backing must be dealt with quickly. The backlog, even, must be dealt with quickly to address public health risks. Happened. I mean, she's actually saying you've got to get the workers back to work. What do you do? So, Birmingham City Council is bankrupt, of course, because of its own actions. And I reported yesterday there was going to be an independent inquiry, but the government decided, Birmingham Labour, we'll abandon the inquiry as to how Labour got into such a mess, because otherwise it might make us look bad. No shit. Neighbouring authorities are worried. There's a very famous picture of a road right down the middle, all the rubbish on one side, and all clean on the other, because, different authorities. And people are really not happy about this. But that's what happens. This is what happens when people vote Labour all the time. Vote Labour, shit happens, quite literally. Now, the government have said that they may step in at some point, but it's only very limited help. They don't have a lot of money and so forth. But I think ultimately that's what's got to happen. Labour really have to admit that it's screwed beyond repair. And I think the Labour councillors who got this done, they need to resign, and there needs to be a whole set. In fact, I think really the whole of Birmingham Council need to resign and have a whole new by-election for every seat in every ward in Birmingham to let the people change the council so that, they can get on and not have a completely screwed up city. The only trouble is, of course, the stupid people will probably still vote Labour in because I voted Labour because I'm stupid. Well, that's wrong. It would be, why I? Where am I talking? Brummagem. I had to work out it now. Black country, isn't it? Small black country. I vote Labour. Anyway, terrible with accents, when I forget who I am and where I am and what day of the week it is. Let me know what you think. And don't vote Labour, Brummagem. Bye.